Love, light, and blessings. This is Shamanic Awak Priestess here. So I wanted to do part 2 of the first and previous video that I did about the veil thinning and things that you can do to protect, because it was voted by the members that that's the topic they wanted to talk about. So a disclaimer, I do practice Haitian voodoo. I did give my coven tips that were more closer to my traditions. I am more comfortable sharing that with them and with my students and things like that, right? So I'm going to stay away from my Haitian voodoo and closed traditions, okay? I'm not going to share that on my YouTube. I am more comfortable, like I've shared spiritual baths and stuff like that with memberships. If you want that type of content, that is more exclusive to my memberships, okay? So if you want that type of content, second and third level members are able to get that type of content through memberships, okay? Because it's a more closed group and I'm more comfortable sharing that with the closed group, okay? I will not share that on YouTube, okay? So bath recipes, things like that, that's memberships, okay? Because I do have series like Come Witch With Me, that kind of stuff. So what I am going to share with you is, because I do practice other things. One of the things that I practice is I do work with folk saints. Okay, that's more of an open tradition. Okay, that you do not need to be initiated to work folk magic. There's many cultures that work folk magic. There's Italian folk magic, Greek folk magic, things of that nature. Okay, that's more of an open traditions. Okay, they have folk magic. Native American folk magic. They have folk magic in various cultures, Middle Eastern, Mexican folk magic, Latino folk magic, Puerto Rican folk magic. Like there's folk magic all over the place, okay? There's folk magic down south. Like there's different types of folk magic, okay? So I do also have folk magic traditions that I grew up around, which has heavy correlations to the Catholic Church. But I am not Catholic, okay? A lot of people mistook when I was talking about how we synchronize saints with spirits as me saying that I am a Christian witch. I am not a Christian witch. I am not Catholic, but I do pray to saints. Some saints are recognized by the Catholic Church and some saints are not, okay? Some saints are more folk saints. La Madama would be considered a folk saint. Santa Muerte is a folk saint. These saints are not recognized by the church. Folk magic also, they do pray to personified objects, just like in Conjure, the lucky horseshoe. In other folk traditions, they do pray to the lucky horseshoe because there are spirits in there. I do pray to spirits like the spirits behind the door. And, I do a specific prayer to that. I do pray to, there are spirits of the Rose of Jericho. In many folk traditions, they pray to that. I do pray to the spirits of the ruse. So when the spirits are asleep, these are different types of prayers that I do as well. I pray to the spirit of the ruse. I do work with herbs because they are personified objects to me. I do believe that they have spirits within them and that are living within them. I do pray to the spirits of the garlic. I do pray to the spirits of fast luck spirits and things like that. And again, spirits behind the door and certain types of protections. Okay, so I am constantly, outside of other things that I practice with my waters and things like that are more close traditions, I also do have folk magic prayers that I do that I heavily rely on more so at that time of year. And I do baptize and recharge my lucky horseshoe. On top of that, I am more lenient on, even though this is something that I do throughout the year, praying to my guardian angel. This is something that even though most of the spirits are dormant and things like that, our angels are still there to protect us during the time that the spirits are kind of doing things behind the scene. The guardian angels, my guardian angels, we all have them, whether you believe it or not. Angels have nothing to do with Christianity, okay? They are spirits that various cultures believe in, okay? And so I pray to my guardian angel at that time. I do all the time, but specifically then. Guardian angels are very important in my practice. I work both the right and left-handed path, so you might think that's weird or whatever. That's whatever you believe in. I'm just telling you what I believe in. And so they're part of whether I work the lighter side of things or a more darker path of things. My guardian angels are always present. Okay, so they are a big focal point. I do have an angel series on my memberships where I will specifically talk more in depth about my guardian angel practice. So if you're interested in that, again, you can hit the join button and do all of that, because again, that's more teaching, and I teach that on my memberships. Okay, also something else that I heavily use during the time that the spirits are sleeping, again, that's outside of my voodoo and Santeria practices, okay, that I'm more willing to share on this video, is my playing cards divination. Whatever divination you use, that's fine. I use this because I do communicate with my angels, yes, but I use my playing cards sometimes if I have a dream, just to kind of clear things up, because again, the spirits are a little bit dormant. So I will ask like the guardian angels to give me clarity, and I might use this just to confirm something if I'm a little bit more confused, because usually I don't use any type of divination tools when I'm communicating with my spirits. But around that time, because I'm only really talking to my guardian angels and things like that, energy and my main guides are kind of dormant, and they're kind of protecting me, and I'm praying for the spiritual community as a whole, and I'm kind of in that spiritual retreat where I'm not taking on clients or anything like that, right? Because everything's put to sleep, my altars, all that, right? I just want to make sure that I'm interpreting dreams correctly and stuff like that. So just as a backup, I also use this if I'm feeling like I need my guardian angels to kind of put extra protection. All these cards have different meanings, so I use playing cards in my magical practices and in ritual. Okay, I do use them for certain types of spell work. With the naked eye, most people won't know what these things mean or what intentions I put in them. So I do use that too around the veil is thinning for protection in certain parts of my home, because some people do sigils and stuff. I use this instead because the spirits know what they mean, and I have particular spirits that I dedicate playing cards to that are not dormant at that time, okay? More blood lineage that I don't really ask for anything, but I will set up protections around the home with. And these might be around my door, things like that around that time. So I do use playing cards for protection, symbols of protection throughout the year, but more heavily in that time when the spirits are sleeping. Another thing that I do that's related to my folk magic traditions is rosaries, okay? I have a collection of different types of rosaries. One of them I'm not going to show you, but the Blessed Virgin and the Blessed Mother is part of my practice. And I have different rosary colors for different intentions when I'm praying the rosary. So there's 7 of them, and they're for different days of the week, because there's different rosary intentions or whatever. So when you're praying the rosary, like different days of the weeks have different prayers that you do, different mysteries that you pray. So yeah, this is all tangled up, but yeah, I have different rosaries for different days and things like that. So I do pray the rosary to her around the time the spirits are sleeping the heaviest. Okay, I don't really bother Mary like that. She has a place of honor. She has done really miraculous things. And there's a reason why I have her statue, a specific statue. She did a really big miracle in my life, so it's kind of a testimony to her, and things like that. So I have a shrine to her. I don't do spells through her or anything like that. But when certain times of the year, I do pray the rosary to her and for specific things, and stuff like that. So when I'm praying the rosary and doing a novena to her, okay, and things like that, especially around the time the spirits are sleeping and holy times of the year, I will pray the rosario, the rosary to her, especially more heavier around that time when the veil is the thinnest. So the fall season, and around that springtime before the Easter holiday. I'm really, really praying heavily on the Rosary. But there's other times of the year where I feel intuitively to do a novena to her and things like that. So the Rosary is a very important and significant part of my practice, especially around the time that the veil is the thinnest, okay? The Blessed Mother is a part of my practice, and she is very sacred to me. And she's very beautiful energy to me. So I do pray to her, and she is very important. So those are the things that I do around that time when the veil is thinning. I do that, as well as I take spiritual baths, and things like that. So I work with the spirits that are behind the herbs. So that's what root work is, working with the energy of the roots. We believe that the roots have energies of our ancestors in it. So I invoke those energies, not deities, but the energies of the earth. So I work a lot with the earth. So it's kind of a different way of working with plants and herbs during the time when the spirits are asleep. So heavily working with rue and doing spiritual baths with rue and hyssop and peppermint and spearmint. And things like that, agrimony, and things like that. So I do a lot of those types of things. I do a lot of prayers to my saints. This might not resonate with you, and that's perfectly fine. My path doesn't have to resonate with you if you're not into that kind of stuff. But I'm just sharing what I do. Take what resonates and discard the rest. But this is what I do. Everybody has their way of working with their things, but this is the type of stuff I do when my spirits are asleep, outside of my Haitian voodoo and Santeria culture. If you're more interested in that, again, memberships is for you. But this is more of what I'm comfortable sharing, which is folk magic, which is more of an open tradition. Okay. All right, guys. So, and if you're always interested in mentorship and all that stuff, I do have classes that I do specifically at certain times of the year. I will be having new classes coming up for next fall, which I'll be talking about in the future. Again, if you want a one-on-one reading with me, shamanic@priestess.com. I have a sale that will be ending in the next 5 days. So May 15th is the last day of that sale. And it's a Mother's Day. Also, hashtag inflation. Okay. And my way of thanking you guys. And if you want to become a member, please hit the join button, and you can pick the tier that most suits with you, what your specific needs are, and what you're looking to, what level you're willing to join. Okay. All right, guys. Much love and light. Thank you so much for watching this video. Hopefully this video was helpful to you. And yes, it's good to protect our energy during that time when the veil is thin, because a lot of people get, spiritually attacked. So that's why the guardian angel prayer before I go to bed, I leave my home, things like that. My talisman is something I recharge these a lot. I dedicate these to specific angels and things like that. We all have a guardian and guiding angel, which I will be talking a lot about in my angel series, if you guys are interested in learning how to work with the angels and things like that, because there are magical ways you can work with the angels that are very effective. Angels, people be sleeping on them. They're pretty awesome. Much love, light, and blessings. Bye, guys.